Hello everyone, I hope everyone is having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my job coaching services I received from the state. I received job coaching services because of my disorders and because I have autism. All these services help me in one way or another through attendant care when I do life coaching, when I do job coaching, when I do other things that I need for myself like Medicare, SSI, all these services help me in one way or another. I'm going to be talking and be focusing only on job coaching this video because I did talk about job coaching in my previous video a little bit, but I'm going to go in more detail about why do I qualify for these services. I qualify for job coaching because I have a job and I qualify for extra help. I hired him just like my life coach is. I hired him first and he came in after I got the job at the community center. So I did VR, and that's vocational rehab, so it just makes sure that everyone has a chance to find a job. So I did VR. I had to have an intake meeting and meet with the person who will be in charge of making sure I find the right people to help me find a job and to have that as my contract for the state. And also they helped me with job developing. So first of all, I hired someone because my personal agent, the person who manages my services, such as my job coaching, my life coaching, she is in charge of all of them under who I hired. So she makes sure they follow my plan and make sure my contract is up to date. She was there at the meeting, and I hired my job coach now. He has been the longest person that has worked for me through the state. He has been working for me for 4 years to be my job developer and my job coach. He is a very nice guy, and he does own his own agency, just like my life coaches. They all work together because it's such a tight-knit community. I live in Portland, Oregon, so every agency that works with people with disabilities, they know each other. So they get along great, and they are just very nice to have in my support group because I love having nice people that really care about their jobs and like to support me of who I am, and they accept my differences. So I hired him out of 3 or 4 people I hired. He was the only guy who qualified what I needed, and I had to sign a contract. He looked over my service agreement, and then it just began as just every now and then when I want some help, or if I want someone to talk to about my job, or if I'm stuck in a place where I don't know what to do about my job, or if I have any questions, I can go email him or have him come meet with me at my house a couple times a month for him to help me through the problems I'm facing at work. He does listen to my problems, and I'm glad I have someone to talk to so he can like take in the information and help me with the problems I'm facing. He also owns his own business, so he does know the business sides of things. So that's why I hired him too. It's because he has practice owning his own company. He has his awesome providers that work for him, and that is direct support providers. He manages everyone because it's his own business. So he has really good skills when it comes to communication and being professional. I hired him to do this, and it has been working out great. He has to look at my pay stubs and look at my work schedule so the hours will line up with how much he got paid. So he doesn't get paid by the hour. He gets paid by how much I work at the community center. It's a lot different from job coaching and life coaching. There's 2 separate contracts, 2 separate bubbles. I sometimes get confused when it comes to job coaching and life coaching sometimes with my contract. So I'm glad the top leader, my personal agent, is in charge of my life coaching and my job coaching contracts because I get confused. because it's through the state and they're very strict when it comes to following the rules and making sure that they get paid a different way because it's just different for everyone. So I print out my pay stubs and I print out my work schedule, and each month I put in a file so I keep it on record, and then I give it to him every time I meet with him, and sometimes it's every 2 months I don't need him. But lately now I've been needing him every month, and almost every 2 times a week I need him. If I need that support, I don't need that support, but I did have support in, I can just email him or text him if I want him to meet with me. And right now I've been meeting with him a couple times a month. So I meet with him and he talks over my goals and what I want to do. I tell him my life too. So I tell him what I'm doing, what my career is, what I'm doing job wise and everything. And he is now going to be part of my job developer team because I want to switch jobs now. I've been at the community center for almost 5 years now, and I'm just getting tired of it. It's the same kind of thing. I want to work in the classroom, and I want some more structure. I've been volunteering in a kindergarten classroom for 6 years now. It's my 6th year right now I'm doing, and I have my practicum class for that teacher I've been volunteering with last year, but I want to get advancement in my career options, and I want to experiment, and I don't want to be stuck in this one place forever. I do work other jobs at the community center I work at too, and I do sub when I want, but I just want more things in my life. I did have a job developer who helped me look at jobs, and they had to just take notes of what I liked. We got to have some tours of the places I wanted to be interested in. Then they came up with a solution. They helped me with my resume. They helped me with my interviewing process. They helped me when I got hired. They helped me with going in to work with me. And I'll tell you about that job and what job developer helped me with this. It's not my job coach I have now. It's my previous job coaching services I qualified for through someone else. And I had a lot of job coaching people come in and out of my life, and it was very unstable for the 3 years I've been doing job coaching. So now the one that I work with now, he has been there 24/7 by my side. He is not leaving me, and he loves to work with me, and I definitely feel like he cares about that he's going to be in this career path forever. So I'm so glad I hired him, and I actually met my life coaches through him. I know. So if I didn't hire my job coach right now I have currently, I would not be able to work with my life coaches now, because my life coach, or one of my life coaches, did work for him. It was his assistant, and now she left and started her own agency with her best friend. That is my other life coach now, and they were friends ever since that he has his own agency. So they're all friends now, but they had to go separate directions because my life coach wanted to branch out and do her own agency, and my job coach hired one of the people working for him and hired her as the assistant now. So I feel very blessed that without my job coach, I would not know my life coaches. I feel very fortunate that I hired him, and I told him my life because he knew I got services, like my job coaching and my life coaching services too. When I hired him, he knew that I have my life coaches, and I told him that, yeah, my life coach left me. She didn't want to stay with this career path forever. It was time for her to move on. And then my other life coach that I had first, she was very personal, and she crossed a lot of boundaries I didn't feel comfortable with. She told me too much information, and it was not confidential, and it was not appropriate for what I needed from her, because I like being personal with my job coaches, my life coaches, but not when it gets inappropriate. And they don't share a lot of personal things with me. They just help me understand, and they help me with growing as a person with experiences, because I really don't want to know about anyone's lives because it's not my business. But she went over and beyond. I had to tell my personal agent I don't want to work with her. She crossed some boundaries. She actually, it's hard to believe this, but she did something illegal. She broke my contract, and that is when I got mad, and she brought another client with me when she was supposed to only work with me because I had attendant care and there's only one-on-one. But she said, can I bring this person with me and she can join us? And I said yes, and it's like, it was not on my contract. And then my personal agent had to talk to the manager of the agency and talk to the manager and my old life coach and said, this is not okay. So I fired her because she didn't follow my contract. She got in trouble because of her boss, and my personal agent tailed on her for me because I didn't want to do anything about that. I reported to my life coach nothing because I didn't want to. So that was a clean cut, and my life coach that I had before these two I have now, she just was young. She knew she wanted to change. She did tell me 6 months in advance that she was changing jobs and she wanted to find something else to do. So yeah, but I'm just so glad that my job coach definitely helped me find my two favorite life coaches now. Big props to him. Big props. He deserves a big clap because he made everything happen. He made everything lined out the way it was supposed to be. So I'm glad I was personal when it came to that, and he was the one that really helped me get them as my other support. So small planet we live in, but that is how things work. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.